Hello, everybody. Welcome to the lecture series on pricing with respect to managerial economics. So, as we know, pricing is one very important aspect that anybody has to know as an economist and as a management professional. So, in this lecture series, we'll see several pricing related concepts, and the first presentation would be on pricing strategies. So, pricing is a critical decision in business. It has a direct impact on revenue and profitability. It determines how customers perceive the value of a product. So, what value a customer adds to a product depends on pricing as well. Also, a well set price can establish a competitive advantage in the market. Like when your price is properly set, it means you have a competitive advantage over other players in the market. So, there are several factors that influence pricing decisions, like cost of production, how much you spend on producing a product. So it's very important to consider this factor because only when you set a price above the cost of production, you will be able to ensure profitability. Second is market demand. How much demand is there in your product? So it's based on demand that you adjust your pricing. Higher the demand, lesser the price. Like it goes by the law of demand and demand elasticity. The third factor to consider is competition. Who are our competitors and what is the price that our competitors give their commodities for? So it's very important that you focus on the industry pricing and set your strategy in such an accordance that you're able to take the advantage of industrial pricing. The fourth factor is government regulations. So the government would definitely have set price ceilings, floors, and taxations for products. For example, this 18% GST on a product, or this product shouldn't go about 100 rupees per kilogram. There can be base price and upper ceilings for a product, and there can be taxations also. So it's very important that you consider all the price ceilings, floors, and taxations before deciding the selling price of a product. So there are several types of pricing like cost-based pricing, value-based pricing, competition-based pricing, etc. So in cost-based pricing, the focus lies on covering the production cost and adding a markup to it. So like if you've spent 100 on producing a product, maybe you add a markup of 10% and you sell it at 110 rupees. The second is value-based pricing where the customer pays for the perceived value of the product. So the customer pays for how much value he is associated with the product. This generally happens with luxury commodities. The third is competition based pricing. So here prices are set in accordance with the competitors. Prices are set in a way that we are able to take advantage and gain a competitive edge over our counterparts. So the first is cost-based pricing where we set a standard markup to the production cost. So we add a standard percentage to the production cost. This generally happens with manufacturing industries. So the primary advantage of this type of pricing is that it's very simple and it ensures that the cost is recovered. The cost that you've spent on producing is recovered at the end. The disadvantage being there's no importance given to what the customer perceives. And in cost-based pricing, we do not consider competition as well. So both customer and competition go unnoticed in cost-based pricing, which may happen to be a potential disadvantage. The second type of pricing is value-based pricing. As we discussed before, value-based pricing generally focuses on the willingness of consumers to pay. So it's about the value that a consumer associates with a product. Say an example, had Rolex sold its watches at 2000 or 3000 rupees, Rolex wouldn't have been that luxury brand that everybody wants to have. Had Apple phones been launched for 10,000, Apple wouldn't have become a dream brand. So, in order that they attain that valuation, they attain the dream brand status, there are a few brands which sell their products at higher prices. So, this price is purely for the value that the customer has associated. So, the advantage of value based pricing is that there's maximum capturing of customer value, and the primary disadvantage again is the same thing. In order that you understand the customer value, there's a lot of effort that has to go from your end. This requires a very detailed customer analysis, which again adds to the cost that you spend. So the third is competition based pricing. So good examples here are airlines, retail business, any business where there's perfect competition or monopolistic competitions. Like it's where there are a lot of players inside the market. So the primary advantage here is that you ensure your pricing is competitive. You are able to stand at par with all your competitors. The major disadvantage here is this may lead to price wars as well. There can be like a stiff situation between all the competitors where there's a war with respect to pricing. So, why are pricing strategies important for any business? Pricing strategies are central to the success of any business because it's based on your pricing. It's based on at how much price you sell your product that the success of your business is determined. So, your business would happen to be successful if you're able to sell your products. You'll be able to sell your products at larger quantities only when you're able to set your price at the appropriate levels. So, cost, value, and competition have a significant guidance towards pricing decision. So before we take any pricing decision, these are a few factors that will have to be considered. Like it can be cost, it can be value, it can be competition based on the product that you are manufacturing. Say if yours is a manufacturing industry, then it has to be cost-based pricing. If yours is a luxury product, it has to be value-based pricing. And if you happen to get into a perfect competition or monopolistic competition, then you have to consider competition-based pricing. So these factors will definitely act as guides to our pricing decision. So understanding pricing, understanding the nature of pricing and the importance that it holds would be of great importance to any management graduate. So I hope this video was helpful to you in understanding about pricing. See you soon with another interesting